and welcome again, Bruce. Last time you told us about the health implications that you had with being overweight. This time I'd like to ask a little more about dieting. First of all, how many diets have you tried?
You name it, I've tried it. Over the years, I've tried numerous diets, including all the popular ones advertised in the media. Also some fad diets, grapefruit diet, cabbage diet, etc. Yeah, they're all great in some ways. I believe they'd all work if you stuck to them. But the continual problem with any diet is that when you lose the weight, you think, I've done it. And you sit there and say, well, I've lost all that weight, and you go back to eating normally. And all of a sudden the weight starts creeping up again, and you don't want to give up the curries, or you don't want to give up the 2 or 3 pints or anything like that. And that's the major problem. It's not the getting the weight off, it's keeping the weight off. You were made welcome at classes when I went there, but often there are various ways of running them. And often I was the only male there. You do get a bit fed up with that. I'm only aware of one diet having a male-only class, and that was in Glasgow. But that was 18 miles away, about 6:30 at night, which you ever try and go into Glasgow for 6 o'clock at night, it's absolutely murder. I do remember being shocked one day when one of the leaders at a class, well-known class, was relaxing after it. And she said, I don't really care if people lose weight. The more people that come here, the more I get paid. That really shocked me because we'd been helping her for about 8 or 9 months. We never got a halfpenny. Latterly, when another person took over when she was away, she gave us money. And we thought, what's that for? Well, you get paid for the help you're given. Do we? I thought, didn't know that, But I mean, I thought, you're doing it to try and help people, not just to make money, this sort of stuff. So that was the problem with them. They'll all work if you stick to them. It's a case of having to change your habits once you've lost the weight. If you don't, it just goes back on.
And you went on to the one-to-one diet by Cambridge Weight Plan. Can you tell me what was different about this one?
Well, my wife, Renee, who discovers everything, she discovered the one-to-one diet by Cambridge Weight Plan at a business meeting she attended. She'd previously been talking to 2 oncology scientists who told her that obesity and diet are 2 of the most common things that can affect cancer, and that type 2 diabetes was in the increase. I'd lost a good friend some years ago who didn't have his diabetes under control and whose idea of an afternoon out in town was going into at least 3 tea rooms and having tea and cakes in each one. I thought that was great as well. I thoroughly enjoyed it. He developed leukemia and they were not able to treat him. I didn't want this to happen to me. At a meeting Renee was at, a gentleman told the meeting about the diet. That was the one-to-one Cambridge diet, how he had managed to get his diabetes under control and lose weight. It also had a good effect on other conditions. We decided to try it, and my wife went on it as well, but she thought it would be easier for me if she followed it as well. I started on November 23rd, 2019, and with support of our one-to-one diet consultant and the local diabetic clinic, who were tremendous, I took my last diabetic medication on Christmas Day 2019. That's 2,000 metformin a day and 70 mLs of insulin I had managed to stop. The one-to-one diet by Cambridge Weight Plan I was on was around 800 calories a day with 3 complete meal replacement products a day and 1 meal of conventional foods. There are numerous plans. There's a suitable plan for everyone, depending on their lifestyle and their health program. I was told that if I followed the plan, it would work. But the most important thing in my mind, that we had the support of our consultants, Mark and Lou. Nothing was a trouble to them. Even some of the questions I would ask them, but they always answered and kept a good sense of humor with it. Even after losing our weight, they still support us through maintenance to ensure that the weight we have lost stays off.
Oh, brilliant. And how quickly did you lose this weight, Bruce?
I lost 2.5 stone in the first 3 months. And at my checkup in the diabetic clinic at the end of February 2020, All my blood tests were great. They were quite happy to discharge me if I wished. My diabetes had gone into remission, although they did say to me, you still have to watch what you're doing, because if you go back to eating hundreds of curries and pizzas and fish suppers, etc., your diabetes will come back. And of course, that frightened me because I don't want it back. I feel a lot healthier. As I said before, weight that I've lost, I've never been this weight for 50 odd years. You know, you feel an awful lot healthier with it. The weight comes off if you stick to the plan. As I say, I'd tried everything before. You get a few pounds off, you maybe cut a couple of stone off, but you just go back to your old ways of eating that goes back on. So I can't recommend the Cambridge one-to-one diet highly enough. It's worked for me.
Thanks again, Bruce. It's great to hear that you've managed something that works so well, especially after spending so many years within the dieting world. Next time, I would love for you to tell us about how you manage the one-to-one diet by Cambridge Weight Plan. So speak to you again soon.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Bye.